All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Grow Nation. I'm Brett Sklar, managing partner at Grow Powerful. And I'm here with the show producer, marketing manager, and the person who's proven to me that she's ready to take over for me, my number one, Anna Anderson. And welcome to the Grow Up with Grow show. It's live streamed. It's on our podcast, our YouTube channel, our blog. It's basically everywhere. And we've even added a LinkedIn newsletter to our repertoire. So we hope you check that out. And I'd love to hear what you think about the content. Like it, don't like it, comment, give me feedback. This is really sharing ideas and sharing concepts and sharing thoughts. As you know, I try to be a spokesperson for the new world of fractional CMOs, having been a CMO in several capacities and realizing it's a challenging environment in B2B technology. Our topics are all about, setting fractional CMOs up for success, helping CEOs understand the fractional CMO model, and helping also with the venture capital and private equity firms to see this as a new approach or a new way to do things. So before we dive into our topic, which I'm really excited about the topic, I want to start with a story. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the moral of the story or the headline. And the headline is called, or the story title is, Wear Your Damn Helmet. So we're doing this live stream a week later than we were originally going to. And the reason why is about 2.5 weeks ago, I was getting ready for my big favorite ride of the year that I've done for the last 10, 11, 12 years or something, called Ride the Rockies. And it's all, doing different routes every year through the Rockies here in Colorado. It's one of my favorite things. I've got some great buddies. I'm slow on the uphills, but I make up for it on the downhills. I'm one of the best bombers I know. And as the best bomber, I'm doing this for many, many years as a wannabe pro cyclist and as a weekend warrior. Myself and my new bike were heading down the hill pretty fast the day before Ride the Rockies. And I lost control. And I was going about 42 miles an hour, according to my GPS, hit some gravel, got myself away from the guardrail so I didn't flip over that. But I landed, and I landed hard, and broke ribs, pierced a lung. I got road rash still in places I didn't even know existed. I have a bruise that hates me right now, but my head, which took the first impact with the helmet on, cracked. The helmet cracked, not the head cracked. And I'm fine, like no concussion, no brain damage, not more than usual. But I'm actually doing really good in the fact that I was going very fast. I tumbled about 5 or 6 times. My bike got messed up. I got messed up, and it could have been a lot worse. And it would have been a lot worse had I not worn a helmet. So if you're cycling, if you're on an electric scooter, if you're skiing or snowboarding, if you're doing anything that can let your head go boom, wear the damn helmet. Okay, sorry, had to say that. I feel very fortunate. Helmets are my new religion, so you're welcome. And let's go on with the show. The topic for today's show is talking about 4 different types of fractional CMO models. And so I want to talk through this, and I'd love to know if you've got different perspectives on the different types of fractional CMOs. I'd love to know if you are seeing these types, if you've got different types, new types, whatever it might be. I want to hear. So use the chat, use the Q&A. Don't care how you get the feedback, but your feedback is very valuable. And I'd like for you to hear this. So let's dive in and talk about these 4 types of fractional CMOs. And I wrote this, or I developed this content for a couple of different people. Number one is for the people that are new to being fractional CMOs, and you might not know the model or the direction or the types of things that are available to you. And so I hope this is a a piece of content that stays in the ether for a long time and gives people, some perspectives on the different types of things to choose. Also for CMOs who are looking to exit the full-time gig and are considering the higher flexibility, the higher freedom, and in the way that I see it, a way to make more money on your own terms and have more fun and a little bit more diversity. I also wrote this for CEOs who are considering fractional chief marketing officers as an option, so that you as a CEO of a company sort of have a good purview of what's available to you. And then finally, and quite importantly, is to the venture capital and the private equity partners that are out there. So you can discuss these options with your portfolio companies. Quite honestly, most of the feedback about our new model of the ICMO or the interim CMO has come from the VC and the PE space, and we appreciate that and are excited about it. So with that in mind, let's dive in. And I'm going to talk about a couple of companies as well that are doing the things that are the different models. I think they're doing great for what they're intending to do. And so I'm going to call out ones that I have a lot of respect for. Are they competing forces? Possibly. Are they complementary? Very much so. But again, I want to give you the lens of all of these different options. So let's dive in. The first type of fractional CMO is the one that there's a company out there, and the company is called CMOX, and they're doing a great job with this. And they're creating, for lack of a better term, a mastermind. And they're taking people that have traditionally been graphic designers, writers, copy editors, other maybe SEO specialists, search engine optimization specialists, or pay-per-click specialists. And they're going to an audience of them and saying, we're going to help you charge a premium. We're going to help you find opportunities. We're going to help you build the confidence to go out there and wear the CMO moniker, because you may not have done that before. And I think the target audience for that group, and so it's basically saying, you can do it, we can help. It's a mastermind model. And it's trying to empower people who may not have had the confidence to call themselves a CMO to be a CMO. And from what I've seen, the model is focused on retail, consumer, small business support, things like that, where bringing in somebody with a title of CMO can actually help those companies out and give confidence to people that are advising or consulting with those companies. I think that's a growing community. I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook there. I do think that the people that are running that are actually growing that. And I think it's great for people who may come from more of the tactical, more specific areas of marketing or of growth. And this organization gives people the confidence to be a CMO. I don't see it very much for B2B technology, again, the world that we play in. But I have started to see it, and I have a lot of respect for the people that are growing that. So that's the first model. I call that one the you can do it, we can help mastermind of gaining confidence to create the CMO title. Then there's a second model. And the second model is been around for a long time. It is a group of very senior, very seasoned executives that are put through incredibly rigorous programs in order to be qualified to be one of the chief marketing officers. Their engagements are much more like larger consulting engagements. I'm reading the book called The Firm, which is not, this is not a Tom Cruise fanboy session, but it's all about McKinsey Consulting and what they've done and how they've grown and where they came from and where they're going. I see this organization, the organization is called Chief Outsiders, and they're pioneers. They're really doing a lot of great work to work with companies that are probably larger in size. Their chief marketing officers may come from more of the Fortune 500, consumer packaged goods, retail, manufacturing type of environments. And they have very seasoned people who are able to do great work as more of a consultant in the form of a chief marketing officer. I love that they call it the chief outsiders, sort of this outside perspective at a CXO level. And there's pros and cons to that model. The pros are that you get some very, very, very seasoned people. And you know, when you're going to engage with them, something's going to really happen. The challenge is it can be quite fixed in the engagement model, can be quite pricey, and you're locked into working with them when you start. But again, really the pioneers and doing some things amazingly well for a specific set of audiences. The third type of fractional CMO is the Lone Ranger, the I can do it all by myself. You know, I am a consultant, I am rainmaker, I execute, I operate, I engineer, and I do it all. And I don't work for anybody. I don't have employees. I come in and give my guidance, my strategic insights, and I roll up my sleeves and do the muscle. And I think that's most fractional CMOs today, is people that recently left or might have had a consultant title in their role, and they've really embraced the idea of fractional CMO or engaged as a fractional CMO. And there's a lot of you out there. And in fact, we're working on building a community, and I probably would have launched it by July, but I was out of commission for a couple of weeks. Back to that original story of my time out because my body got a little disrupted. But the fractional CMOs that are doing it by themselves are doing amazing work. They're working 3 times harder than they need to because they're doing all sides of the business. They're operating, they are running the factory, they're running the cash register, they're finding the new opportunity, they're going out and knocking on doors. It is a lot of autonomy. It is a lot of, self-motivation. Honestly, the people that we've had join, grow, and become a part of especially our initial ICMO group are people that are in this realm. They're doing a great job, but the net new opportunities may not be coming as quickly. And so trying to measure, hey, I'm going to be available in September, and I'm kind of nervous that I don't have any real engagements at that point. Brett, Grow, Anna, can you please fill my pipeline for me? And that's, that's where we're finding a lot of opportunity, is with great people. And you know who you are. Some of you are on this call. You're a part of our Grow Nation. We love you and we appreciate you being a part of it. So it's the I can do it all by myself, or maybe you're doing it all by yourself because you haven't found something that you like, better as a model. Then the fourth model, and of course I saved the best for last. The fourth model is what I call ICMOs, interim CMOs. And this is the model that we are pioneering here at Grow, that we are building. And this is what it looks like, and this is why it's different. Number one, we are finding fractional CMOs that have been a part of early and emerging stage B2B technology companies. The vision is to assemble the greatest marketing minds and growth minds in all of B2B technology. We only want to work with companies who know how to get early stage companies and emerging companies to that next phase of growth. Second, we want people that don't have necessarily dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of years of experience, but have got a couple of wins under their belt and really have that drive, that energy, that willingness and that desire to do more, to exceed what you're trying to do, to be a part of something great, but also to be able to execute. The ICMO model is different as well because we provide a ton of flexibility with our client partners. So one of our greatest strengths is that we do fixed retainers, but with 30-day notice, we can change that engagement, whether it's moving it up, moving it down, moving it out, changing out the ICMOs or the fractional CMOs based on where a company is or based on the capacity of a certain ICMO. Our model, and again, this is the model of the ICMO, is we are very flexible. We don't want to lock in engagements with our clients more than 30 days. And so there's a little bit of unknowns, but there's a lot of flexibility and upside for our clients, for our ICMOs, and for everybody. And it has been a model that has made it very easy for us to be considered for an engagement, easy for people to say yes to us, and to work with us in a very flexible way. The other thing about our ICMOs, our fractional CMOs, is it's not just a strategy game. Our fractional CMOs have seen it all. They have led a lot of different companies to a lot of great successes, whether that's growth, whether that's exit, whether it's acquisition, whatever it is. And it is a balance of the strategic, but also being a growth operator, being a growth engineer. And so we tend to be sort of in the model of in the first couple of weeks or months, depending on the speed and the level of engagement, probably about 70% strategy, 30% tactics. Then we quickly move to about 50-50. And then within a few months, we are 70% operations and acting as a growth engineer and 30% strategy. And that's a big difference in what our ICMOs bring to the table. Is they have the ability to look at the big picture, at the strategic, but also have no fear to roll up their sleeves and become very tactically execution oriented. And so that's what it is. People at the top of the game, flexible, easy to work with. So those are the 4 types of fractional CMO models I have seen. I would love to know if you've seen other models that have either worked or not worked. We've got the, number 1, which is you can do it, we can help, more of a mastermind, empowering people to have the confidence to wear the CMO badge and charge like a CMO. We've got number 2, which is more of the strategic consultant, consumer packaged goods and a couple of other areas, very seasoned, very senior people that are running strategy. We've got the number 3, which is I can do it all by myself. I'm a one-person army, and that's probably most of us in the world. And then the 4th one is, the retainer ICMO model, which is the nation of growth operators, nation of growth engineers. So that's it. Those are the 4 types. Those are the 4 things. I would love to get your feedback on your thoughts. Are you seeing more of a certain one? Are you seeing less of another one? Are there models you've seen in action work and models you've seen in action that haven't worked? I'd also like to see what your preferences are. If you are an independent fractional CMO, if you are a current active chief marketing officer, and don't worry, I will not pierce the corporate veil and let other people know you're thinking about becoming a fractional CMO. I will tell you that right now we have an amazing team of fractional CMOs as our ICMO circle. And my job is to find opportunities through our VC and PE partners and introduce people into the mix and help people get great engagements. We will be adding, I would say probably around Q4 of this year or Q1 of next year, we will be expanding what I call our ICMO circle into more people. Meanwhile, again, and I apologize, I'm a bit delayed. I was out of commission for about 2 weeks, but we will have an open forum, an open community, an open Slack channel for anybody that's a fractional CMO, not just grows ICMOs. So that's it. That's the show. remember to keep up with us on your favorite podcasting app, YouTube channel, Vimeo channel. Subscribe to our blog at growpowerful.io or find us on our new newsletter on LinkedIn. I'd love to continue to share ideas with you. I'd love to get feedback from you. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and an enjoyable 4th of July week next week. And have a great day and hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you much.